Oh, crud. Barney's Hide and Seek for the Sega Genesis. Now this is one that I'm probably gonna... Okay, that's the first sign of trouble right there. The worst title screen I have ever seen. Let's look at it again. Now, as you can see here, for a cartoony screen, this actually looks really bad. Even the title music is quite unforgiving. What the fuck is this? Hints for grown-ups? Seriously, who the fuck in mind would even think a grown-up would play this game? Unless, of course, it could be the case where they would instruct the kids on how to play the game. But the majority of us would probably play this anyway. As the game starts up, you are greeted with a cutscene in which the Barney doll transforms and apparently wants to play hide-and-seek with 4 little kids and some green lizard mutant. I'd like to think he just farted. And as they wander off into their hiding places, the game finally begins.
Let's look for our friends in the
Begin!
Super D.
Are you brain damaged? Go! God, just stands there like a fucking mook. Okay, so basically you take control as the purple mascot himself and find the kids in their hiding places from one level to the next. In each of these levels they'll be hiding in particular places such as behind rocks, trees, logs, etc. Or at least they're trying to, as they can be relatively easy to see within the human eye. Even an impaired man can spot them. I mean, seriously, does this even look like a hiding spot to you? Just look at him! He's not even trying harder. It's kinda like Avis only trying hard to make deals on car rentals, but then later on tries harder to make better deals on them. Or at least that's what I saw in the commercials back then. But this kid isn't anywhere near that! Well, so much for saving 15% or more on your car insurance, Razface.
Geico.com. So easy, a kid can do it.
Well, if you think that kids are the only objective in this game, you'll also come across presents, which contains items, most commonly toys in this game. 'Cause we all know how much children love toys. Beach balls, teddy bears, dolls, rubber duckies, and trucks. Why not some candy while you're at it? Complete the image. Throughout the game, you'll be encountering objects that are available to interact amongst other things. And I'll tell you, there are a crap load of objects that you could be able to interact with. Like watering cans, butterflies, rabbits, raccoons, frogs, recyclables, bears, nests, drug dealers, tactical nukes, demons, crazy arm puffs. Okay, so I've pretty much discussed the whole thing. Even though they do different things, they somehow don't serve any purpose. Like, for instance, getting points for it. And another downside of it is that killing these objects are not the kind of thing you're gonna expect in this game. After all, it is a Barney game. I mean, it's not the kind of shit you see in Grand Theft Auto where you blow shit up and give the pets the finger, and Doom where you kill demons, especially in the depths of hell, and all the other games like that. I mean, the only thing that you're gonna possess in your arsenal is your blowing kiss. And if you're gonna try and kill something with your kiss, trust me, you will not be impressed. The hard projectiles that shoot out of your kiss are uncontrollable and just swarm in random directions. So you really gotta stay in the correct spot and time your kisses perfectly, otherwise you're gonna keep missing the objects. As the hit detection in this game is a bit way off. After completing each level, you will see this intermission screen in which Barney will tell you how many kids you found in their hiding places and how many toys you found as well. And yes, that's just the simplicity of this screen. I mean, it's not like of what you see on Doom's intermission screen, you know, how many kills you got, how many items and secrets you found, as well as how much time you spend in each level. I mean, don't expect of how many kills you're gonna get in this game, since the only thing you possess is your blowing kiss, which apparently does no harm. And the items are just gonna be of how many kids and how many toys you found in the game. And the secrets? Well, there is one thing that qualifies as that, and that is the surprise present. But we'll talk more of that later. And the time? Well, let me just sum this up. There is no time or time limit in this game at all. And since it does have interactions, but doesn't give you points for it, even though it's not required, it especially has no scoreboard in this game. So basically you're just left with the overall of how many kids and how many toys you found in each level. So don't expect too much. As for the graphics, well, look at it. I mean, if you look at it closely, they look like that they have been made as they were drawn in MS Paint. But apparently was never shaded in GIMP. And you'll notice that some parts of the graphics are pretty much a bit pixelated. I mean, it's kinda like it's been drawn by a group of people with a severe case of carpal tunnel syndrome. Also, you gotta love how the animations are done within the sprites of this game. Take a look at this bear, for example. I mean, look how he floats into Barney's arms. Also, take a look at that octopus. He's just floating around as smoothly, but not moving a single muscle. Also, you gotta love how the trash floats into Barney's hands. I mean, of course we all know that Barney has magic within the palm of his hands. But sadly for him, it doesn't even exist in real life, so joke's on you, Barney! The levels, as you may see in this game, are built out of pure simplicity. For some reason, they lack challenge, realism, and detail. The game basically starts you off in the forest. Or at least that's what Barney says when you enter the level. 'Cause seriously though, does this look like a forest to you? I thought this game was supposed to be educational. Barney? Aren't you forgetting something? Aren't there supposed to be trees? Trees and trees everywhere? I mean, are you not that preservative about the environment like the majority of us are to this day? Well, if that's the case, then the last thing you're gonna dump in the lake is yourself. With piranhas awaiting to feast on ya. Now the next level we have is what is called Music Town. Enough said about it. Just a bunch of live musical instruments, flying musical notes, and all that jazz. No pun intended.
Let's open the door. Let's play the tuba.
What? Are you freaking kidding me? Let's hear that again. This is just the worst tuba I've ever heard in my life. Well, in that case, I really gotta check out the trumpet.
The bass drum.
Facepalm. I mean, what the hell kind of a trumpet was that? Just both of these instruments in this game are not doing it right. You know, this is how it should be done. There! How do you like that? Now, after doing the Price is Right losing horn cue in Music Town, we come to what it's called Under the Sea. Now seriously, just by looking at this level, would the kids even survive underwater trying to hide from Barney? I mean, would they be able to hold their breath for that long until Barney finds them? Or better yet, would Barney even hold his breath for that long until he reaches the end of the stage? And even if they could, wouldn't the pressure from the deep sea just crush them into bits? That's what you call logic. But then again, we're dealing with a game in which, no matter what stage you're in, you're gonna see Barney floating upwards on a balloon, with no scuba gear and 1.0 gravity, unlike the 1/4 of that value, amongst other things you might not see underwater. And after scavenging underwater, we come to the final level of this game, the farm. Yeah, you heard me right. There are only 4 levels in this game. That's how bad it is. Now, the farm itself has got to be one of the most bizarre levels in the game. I mean, are there really holes like that within the Earth's crust? Well, if that's the case, that's probably within the rarest occasions. But I guess this level will still be as normal enough. But then you begin to notice the size of the animals. I mean, dude, why the hell would the chickens even be the size of a full-grown cow? How could they even grow that big? Seriously. And I thought pigs were bigger than chickens and ducks. Unless, of course, it could be the case of birth defects. And speaking of the size itself, why are the preschoolers bigger than all the animals? Did they, like, construct some shrink ray and just configured it to expand and all of a sudden they blew up the kids? Just like in the movie Honey and Blew Up the Kid? Or were all the animals and kids test subjects of genetic engineering? Well, that could be the case. We may never know. The music in this game is just terrible. If you listen to the title screen music at the beginning of this video, then you'll notice right away that the music in this game is just absurd. I mean, true Sega Genesis have been known for one of the best soundtracks, but the music in this game isn't made very well up to its standards. The controls in this game are just awkward. Of course you use the left and right directional pads to move Barney left and right, but there's a slight pause before Barney decides to move when moving from left to right, or from right to left. And there are some certain spots when trying to jump, he just refuses to do so. So you gotta be in the correct spot to move up to the next platform. Also, Barney can only be able to move at this certain speed, so don't expect him to go any faster than this. And as for the up and down buttons, they're completely useless. Also, Barney's actions are filed under every single button. Yep, you heard me right. All the A, B, C, and start buttons on the controller. All the buttons on the controller, no matter what you press, will make Barney do certain things based on what's around him. Like for instance, finding kids, opening presents to get toys, and interacting with other objects. Also, take a look at this. When I try to do certain things, like for instance making Barney fall off a cliff, he'll just refuse to do so. Then again, it's a game made for children. But dying in this game would have made it more realistic. Kinda like in Super Mario Bros. Or Sonic. In fact, this game has no health meter, nor does it have a life indicator. That's right. No matter what condition, you don't die in this game. This is what kills the gameplay and the fun factor. If there is one thing that I can compliment about this game, it would have been the digitized voice. This is a game made in 1993, so I will give them credit for making Barney talk. Unfortunately, this is about as far as I can give points for it, due to the bad sounds in this game. The voices sound atrocious, scratchy, robotic, and overall so annoying that if I wasn't reviewing this, I would have powered off this game by now. I mean, this is one of the main problems in this game, since Barney refuses to shut his fucking mouth. Now, before I forget, there are a couple of more things that you'll be coming across in each level, which are the floating stars and hearts. The true problem with them is that they serve no purpose in the game. I mean, I'll bet that the developers must have put them in just to make it more appealing, but they just emphasize how bad the game is. And now we come to this, the surprise present. Now, there are one of those that can be found in each level, and apparently it does the same thing as the floating stars and hearts, only a bit different. Take a look. What the hell is this? What was even the point of that? I thought I was gonna expect something special. You know, like the Soul Sphere and the Mega Sphere from Doom. But no! It's the same goddamn thing! This is all, just nothing more, than just a series of freak shows and nothing else. This is absurd. I mean, what probably could have been better is that if there was a nuke about to go off on Barney, surprise demon attacks, or even piranhas wanting to feast on him. But no, they never did it. I mean, it's a game made for children, so why bother? So, would you think that these are the worst you've ever seen in this game thus far? Wrong. I mean, sure it is definitely bad enough, but there is one element that is the worst in this game. The thing that makes it completely unplayable. Take a look.
You found 0.
Yeah, you just guessed it. Finding the kids and the toys in this game is optional. You can literally go through all 4 stages, not finding a damn thing and still win. In fact, this is one of the first games that I've ever encountered having not required anything to win this game. Also, due to the lack of platforming mechanics, you can just go straight through the levels. If I wanted to do a let's play on this is what I do. I hold down either the left or the right buttons for 5 minutes. Yep, that's all you have to do. I've literally beaten the goddamn game with my eyes shut. In fact, you don't even have to play the game to beat it. If you don't touch the controls for a few seconds, Barney will actually start going through the levels on his own. This is just one of the things that are definitely not common in a video game. Even if the game is done right, it would still probably be as bad when it comes to self-playing video games. Well, this is the ending of this game. After completing all 4 stages with no harm's way, this is what you're going to get. No matter what the fuck you do, you'll always win. Never lose, end the story. Although according to my research, this isn't actually the only ending you're gonna get. In fact, if you do manage to get all 5 kids and all 5 presents, total of 10 things in all 4 stages, you'll actually get a different kind of ending. So I just gotta show you what happens when you do that.
You found all the presents and all our friends.
Well, looks widely familiar, but you'll actually see balloons flying upwards, graffiti flying everywhere, and Barney will actually speak a different dialect to congratulate you for finding all of the kids and all of the toys in this game. But there is just one slight problem to this. It's the same goddamn ending! Even if you get all, some, or none of these things at all, you're still gonna see Barney dancing in the background, happily ever after. No matter what the hell you do, you get the same fucking thing over and over again. I mean, you're not gonna get a losing screen like, you're dead, you suck at life, you swim like a fucking idiot, or better yet, your friends just got so bored they don't want to play with you, or even love you anymore, game fucking over. Or better yet, how about this? Fatality! So overall, is Barney's hide and seek? You know what? Do I even have to ask? No, of course it's not worth getting. Now, we all do understand for a fact that this game is made for kids. But on the other hand, due to the unpopularity of the series, most of us people would probably get this game. I mean, it's no wonder that TV Guide listed this show as one of the top 50 worst TV shows of all time. So, due to the bad graphics, the bad sound, the terrible music, and the 4 major parts of this game, the lack of platform mechanics, the lack of health and number of lives, meaning you don't die, the fact that there are no requirements in this game, meaning you win no matter what, and most importantly, that this is a fucking self-playing video game, this has got to be one of the worst games I have ever played. So, without further ado, no way are we playing that game again. Power off. There's gotta be something else to put on here at this point. There you go. Okay, so where was I? Oh yes. So, without further ado, since going head to head with Liam's partnership is a bit too risky, I would have no choice but to disgrace the company with a rating of a 1 out of 10 for this game. And that'll be it for this review. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and stay tuned for more of my reviews coming soon. I'm Doomguy2. And before I conclude this, since I've actually mentioned the Price is Right losing horn cue in this review, and just to do it for our beloved Bob Barker, I just wanted to remind you guys to help control the pet population. Have your pets spayed or neutered. See you next time, folks.